Recording in progress.
Right. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Right. What is the last concept? Automation, right? Okay. Online students, is that the screen is visible? Online students can respond in the chat window. All the online students can respond in the chat window. All the online students can respond in the chat window. Okay. Right. Let's complete on that. Oh. So we have been taking care about in understanding this particular real-time automation testing process, right? What happened this? Okay. So which we have been taking care about in understanding with real-time automation testing process. In that, we need to be get understanding that if we consider with automation testing, when this particular automation testing will be started. When automation testing will be started? not after regression, in regression testing. Okay, not like after regression testing, the regression testing or the regression phase, we are giving with the preference to start with automation testing. Now, see the understanding here. If we consider with manual testing, it will be started from day one. But if we consider automation testing, it will not be started from day one here. First, manual testing need to be started. It will be continued with manual testing, and it will be releasing with some builds. In a certain stage, it will be having more number of test cases to execute it. After completion of some builds, there is a chance it will be having more number of test cases will be there. So executing more number of test cases manually, which is not like in a very easy. Because of that, it will be taking care about or thinking about automation testing. See the understanding. According to this, we are considering that when build is increasing, the number of test cases to be executed also increasing it, right? When build is increasing, the number of test cases to be executed also increasing it. So further, in a certain stage, there is a chance it will be having the requirement to execute more number of the test cases. Executing more number of the test cases is not like a very easy activity. Because of that, it will be taking care about automation, or it will be thinking about automation testing. But how we can confirm, or how we can decide that, okay, let's start with automation. See the understanding here. Because of more number of test cases are available, it's not like you're starting the automation. When you got the requirement of to execute more number of test cases, we can think about to start with automation testing. But how we can confirm that, or how we can decide that, let's start with automation. For that, to confirm or to decide with automation testing, it's mandatory that the application need to be get satisfy the preconditions here, or we can consider in the prerequisite. If you want to be get start with automation testing, it's mandatory that your application need to be get satisfy the preconditions, or we can consider the prerequisite. Once your application has been satisfied those preconditions, then we can decide, or we can confirm in starting with automation testing. So just make a note of that particular two conditions here. Having a heading is preconditions. Preconditions or or prerequisite. Preconditions or prerequisite to start automation testing. Preconditions or prerequisite to start automation testing. All the online students, also make a note of these things here. Have a heading is preconditions or prerequisite to start automation testing. Okay. Now take the conditions. Take the first condition. Take the first condition. The first condition mentioning that application should be stable. The first condition, application should be stable. Okay. The first condition, application should be stable. Second condition, test case steps. Test case steps should be freezed. Test case steps should be freezed. Okay. First condition is application should be stable, and the second condition is test case step should be freezed. Okay. Right. See the understanding. So if we consider manual testing, it will start it from day one only. When it's come to the automation testing, we are preferring to start in regression phase, or we can consider regression testing. In regression testing, you can think about to start with automation testing, but we cannot decide. How we can decide to start with automation testing? Further, it's mandatory your application need to be get satisfied the two conditions in that. What is the first condition? What is that? I'm not getting any voice at all. What is it? Application should be stable. That is the first condition. What is the second condition? Test case step should be freezed. Once your application is satisfied these two conditions, then only you have to start with automation testing. Otherwise, there is no use of in starting with automation testing here. Any application in real time also, when you guys are working in the real time, if suddenly test lead or client is asking that to start automation testing, it's not like you are knowing automation testing, immediately started the automation testing. There is no use of that. Before getting started automation testing, make sure that your application has been satisfying these two conditions. Then only you have to start with automation testing. Otherwise, there is no use of in starting with automation testing. In that, what is the first condition? Application should be stable. What is the meaning of that? Uh-huh. Meaning of the stable? The meaning of the stable? Stable is stable, sir. Uh-huh. Can we consider as a constant? The meaning of the stable, the general meaning of the stable, we can considering the constant. Otherwise, according to the technical terminology, we can consider that defects free. According to the technical terminology, the meaning of application should be stable. We can consider that defects free. The meaning is the application you decided to automate, the application you decided to automate, you cannot having more number of the bugs in the application. In the application, if you are having more number of the bugs, then it will not be suitable for doing the automation testing. Defects free means zero bugs will never possible. Obviously, we'll have bugs only. But if we are having more number of the bugs in the application or more critical bugs are there in the application, then it is not suitable for doing the automation, because the meaning of the bug, that particular functionality is not working. If that functionality is not working, you cannot continue in writing that respective automation code, because manually itself is not working. We cannot continue in doing that particular automation testing. Because of that, it's mandated that your application need to be satisfied with two conditions. The first one mentioning that application should be stable, meaning is defects free. That means we should not be having more number of the bugs in the application. In the application, if you are having more number of the bugs, then it is not suitable and no use of doing automation testing. What is the second point? What is it? Test case step should be phrased. Okay. Meaning of the phrased? Meaning of phrased. Considering that. Right. So the meaning of phrase, considering that fixed here. We should not be having any changes. But see the statement what you written. What is the second statement? See the terminology. What is it? Test case steps here. See the terminology. Not like test cases. Test case steps should be phrased. I mean, you may have a number of test cases. You may get thousands of test cases. That doesn't make any problem to automate. You may get n number of test cases. We can automate it. That doesn't make any problem. But once test cases has been provided, once test cases has been provided, in case of any changes in the test cases, for example, assume that we got test case 1 considering that 5 steps. How many steps? 5 steps. You got the manual test cases. You're taking the test case 1. You are developing automation script. Test case 1. How many steps? 5 steps. You developed automation script. Script is perfectly working. No issues. Completed. After some time, the manual tester has been added 2 more steps for the same test case, not new test case. Test case 1 only. Previously, only 5 steps. Now, 2 more extra steps has been added. As extra steps has been added as automation tester, what we have to do? We have to modify our automation script to automate the extra 2 steps also. You're already done test case 1, but extra steps has been added. Because of extra steps has been added, you have to take care about modifying our automation script. Okay, you done that part also. After some time, again, manual tester added 3 more steps. Initially, how many steps we have? Only 5 steps. But now how many steps we got? How many steps we got? 10 steps we got. Test case is same test case only. For the same test cases, modifications has been done. So for the same test cases, in case of any modifications has been done, that will become an automation testing. Be very clear. For the same test case, in case of any modifications has been done, that will become a problem for automation testing. Because we have to modify our automation code. 1 or 2 times, okay. But regularly having the modification, that will become a problem. Rather than that, you may get new test cases. That is okay. But for the same test cases, if you're getting the modification problem here. So that is what it is giving the second step. What is the second step? What is the second step? Test case step should be phrased. Allow lights on, Jay. Sure. Allow lights on, Jay. So considering with second step, what is the second step? Test case step should be phrased. So this is what considering the 2 conditions. So once your application has been satisfied these 2 conditions, on Jayvana. The application which is satisfying these 2 conditions, then only we can confirm that, we can decide that to start with automation testing. So going forward, whenever you want to start with application, it's not like application is available, directly can start with automation. Make sure that your application has been satisfied with these 2 conditions. Once your application satisfied with these 2 conditions, what we can decide? What we can decide? To start automation testing. See the connectivity. First, you are thinking about to start automation testing. Then you are confirming to start automation testing. Now assume that we confirm to start automation testing. But next one is, once you confirm to start automation testing, Another confusion is we need to be decide automation tool here. First is you're thinking about automation testing. After that, you're confirming the automation testing. How we are confirming? By satisfying these two conditions. Now we have to decide. We have to decide automation tool, because in the market, is that we got only one tool in the market? No, n number of tools are there. As n number of tools are there, how we can decide that what is the tool we have to use it for our project? For that, in real time, how tool is decided? In the real time, how the tool is decided? For that, there is a process of POC, or I can considering the tool evaluation. For deciding the automation tool, there is a process of POC, or we can consider tool evaluation. What exactly meaning of this? Meaning of the POC? Full form of POC. Not heard it, huh? Heard about point of contact? Heard it or not? When you're taking email communication, in case of email communication, we can say that point of contact. But now we are not talking about email. We are discussing about automation. In case of automation, meaning of POC, considering the proof of concept. Meaning of POC, proof of concept. We are giving the proof to the client, saying that, so client, this is the best tool according to our requirement. So meaning of the POC, we can say that proof of concept. So what is the meaning of POC? What is it? Proof of concept. Okay. But what exactly mean by that? Full form is okay, proof of concept. But in real time, what exactly they will be doing as part of the POC? Let's understand. Further, the very best example, very easy example. Let's take your mobiles. Now, if we considering with the mobile, in general, very regularly, you guys will be purchasing the mobiles. Purchasing or not? How many mobiles? 2 mobiles per year, sir. Okay. Whatever it can be. Now see the question. When you are purchasing the mobile, is it directly you will go to the mobile shop and then you will purchase the mobile? No. What you will do? What you will do? Research. You'll do the research. Comparison. Okay. Assume that in general you will start comparing with the models here, different mobiles. What exactly will compare? What are the features? First is RAM, sir. RAM or cam? First is camera, sir. Cam is very important, sir. Even though we are black, we have to get white photos, sir. Camera is very important. That is the main feature, sir. Most important feature. Okay. After camera, RAM. RAM is very important, sir. Our schedules are too busy, sir. Mobile has to work very fast. RAM also important. Mhm. What is it? Battery. Battery is important, sir, because the whole night we are doing import and export business, sir. Meaning of import and export business? Uh-huh. Importing the messages from the WhatsApp and exporting to the Facebook, sir. Lot of busy, sir. Battery backup is more important. Still? Uh-huh. Storage. Storage is very important, sir. Lot of selfies are there, sir. First floor, one selfie. Second floor, one selfie. And then lot of selfies will be there, right? Okay. Storage also more important. Whatever it may be, now see the understanding. You are comparing all these features. One of the mobile is giving all the great features. Your dream mobile, consider that. Whatever the dream you are expecting, all that features are available in that mobile. More tempting to purchase also, because all the features has been provided. But obviously, price is also very high here. Then what you will do? EMI, sir. Uh-huh. See the understanding. You compare 5 mobiles. One mobile is giving all the great features, but obviously price also very high. Then it will be decided, okay, for now I'm in Ameerpet only. Let me purchase the mobile according to the Ameerpet. In future, we'll go to high-tech city. Going to high-tech city means? Going for job, not like taking metro and going for high-tech city. So that means it will decided like once he got any job, he will be purchasing with the dream mobile. I mean, even though one mobile is having all the great features, is that we are purchasing that mobile? No, we are looking into our requirement. Based on our requirement, we are thinking that what is the respective mobile we have to purchase. You are doing comparison. You are looking into the budget. You are looking into the requirement. Based on that, you have been deciding that what is the mobile you have to purchase. Same concept has been applied in POC. Meaning of the POC? Proof of concept. In the real time. In the real time, what test lead will be doing? Test lead or senior tester. One tester may go with Selenium tool. One more tester QTP tool. One more tester Sikuli tool. Like 4 to 5 tools they will take. And they will start automating the test cases. Not like all the test cases here. Maximum of 10 test cases or 20 test cases, they will start automating it. When they are automating, they will prepare one report. Selenium tool. What are the drawbacks? What are the advantages? What are the features? What are the challenges? And then QTP. What make you advantages? What make you drawback? What make you challenges? What are the difficulties? For each and every tool, they will document it, and that report will be provided to manager. Manager will be discussing with the client. Once they have a discussion with the client, finally, according to that project requirement, they will be decided, okay, according to our project requirement, let's decide with this particular tool here. So that is how the tool has been decided. So now, based on our requirement, based on our requirement, we decided with the tool. What is the tool we decided? What is the tool we decided? Selenium. We decided with the tool, considering with Selenium. Decided or any doubt in that? Uh-huh. Yes or no? What is this? Decided. Okay, perfect. So now, as part of our requirement, we decided that to get start with the Selenium. So this is how the real-time process will be done. It's not like because of you guys are knowing with the Selenium, so you are working on the Selenium. In the real time, it can be any testing project. It's mandatory that first is manual testing. First is manual testing. It's mandatory. Without doing the manual testing, it will never go for automation testing. If we understand the sequence, you can see here. If we look into this, assume that first it is going all the things as manual testing. Build 5. Build 5. Now assume that you're working on build 5. Related to build 5. How many test cases we got? No. Related to build 5. Build 5. How many test cases? 50. Now assume that you're working on the build 5. Then you will take with manual testing for the 50 test cases and remaining bills. These are already completed manual because build 4 completed. For these particular things, you will be taking care about automation testing here. Don't be confused. It's not like after completion of whole manual testing, automation is started. First is manual testing for certain stage. When you are having more number of regression testing cases to execute, you can think about automation testing. Once you think about automation testing, you have to decide to start automation. How will decide to start automation? Two conditions. What are the two conditions? First condition is application should be stable. Second condition is testing case step should be freezed. Once your application satisfied these two conditions, what you will decide? What you will decide? To start automation testing. Once you decide automation testing, then you have to decide with the tool. How will decide with the tool? POC or tool evaluation. Meaning of POC? Proof of concept here. Once tool has been decided, then you will start doing with the automation according to that particular tool. Now assume that you are working on build 6. Related to build 6, consider that 60 test case. What you will do? Manual testing or automation testing? What is it? Manual testing. Always for the current bill, whatever the new build has been released, for that bill, it's mandatory. You have to do manual testing. Now you can understand the importance of the manual testing. Most of the time, the people will say that, sir, my girlfriend told that manual testing not required, only automation testing required. But see the concept here. without doing manual testing, you never go with automation testing. Because of that, your resume, your profile, you may consider fresher level or experience level. It's mandatory that your profile should be manual testing and automation testing. Then only it will become an easy to get in a job and easy to survive in the testing industry. Only manual testing, not enough. Only automation testing, not enough. What we required? Not both. What are that both? Manual and automation. For interview, don't say that both here. What we required? Manual testing and automation testing. So here, for the build 6, you will go with manual testing only. And for the previous build, for example, assume that 50 test cases related to build 5, I'll think about automation testing. So like that, your manual will be continued and automation testing also continued. So this is what the real-time process need to be followed when you're considering with real-time. So now you can understand that why automation testing came into the picture and why we are not starting with automation testing on day 1. If we start automation testing on day 1, is there any use on that? No here, because very less number of test cases manually, very easily we can do it, not required to go with automation testing here. So this is what, considering that, following with the process of automation testing, and this is how automation testing came into the picture, and that is what the drawbacks of manual. What are the drawbacks of manual testing? First one is time consuming, required more time. After that, what is it? Required more resources. After that, required more budget. After that, performing repeated activity. So to get overcome all these things, taking the help of automation testing. So now we decided to get started with automation testing. So let's understand in a very detailed of automation testing. I mean by using this particular one, we need to be taking care about. By using this particular Selenium, we need to be get start taking with automation testing. Okay, let's understand it. Now, as we are already knowing, considering with Selenium, what is meant by Selenium? Meaning of Selenium. Selenium is one API having group of components. It is automation tool only. But according to the real-time standards, we have to mention that Selenium is one API having group of components. In that, the very first component, what is the first component? Selenium IDE. Meaning of IDE? Integrated Development Environment. The meaning of IDE, Integrated Development Environment here. Okay. Now, if we consider Selenium IDE. What is the functionality of Selenium IDE? What is it? Record and playback. Not only recording, we can record the steps and then we can play back that particular step. The functionality of Selenium IDE, considering the record and playback. Okay. What is a drawback? Drawback. What is it? Programming. The drawback of Selenium IDE. The drawback of Selenium IDE, considering the programming, we cannot write any conditions or any loops or any database connections, anything related to programming, not possible in Selenium IDE. To overcome that, what we are using? Selenium RC. Meaning of the RC? Remote control. We can call as Selenium RC. Or we can consider Selenium 1, or considering the Selenium 1.0. We can call as Selenium 1, or we can consider the Selenium 1.0. Sometimes in the interviews, there is a chance you will get in a question. In the interviews, there is a chance you will get in a question in asking that any experience or any knowledge on Selenium 1. What you will answer? Interviewer will ask in a question, any knowledge or any experience on Selenium 1. What you will answer? If an interviewer is asking that, do you have any experience or do you have any knowledge on Selenium 1 or Selenium RC? What will be their answer? Yes or no? Why no? Your answer should be no only. Your answer should be no only, because that Selenium RC is outdated. The Selenium RC is outdated. But while giving the answers to the interviewer, see the logic here. Most of the time, you guys will miss this logic. I mean, assume that as simple as interviewer is asking that, saying the question is, do you have the knowledge on Selenium RC? As simple. What will be your answer? You will be saying that either yes or no. Very simple. In a very short form, you are giving with the answer is no or yes. That is correct only. But what I will be saying is, what I'm suggesting is, any interviews, don't give the short forward answers. Any of the interviews, don't give the short forward answers, because assume that you given the answer is no. Question completed. As question is completed, answer is completed. Interviewer need to ask one more question. Getting the logic or not? If you are giving the short forward answer, As your answer is completed, interviewer has to be come up with in asking one more question. Rather than that, what you guys need to be do is you guys need to be think about how you can kill that interviewer time here. This is very important, guys. Learning the subject is different. Clearing the interview is totally different. Most of the people doesn't knowing. I'm having lot of experience in that here. Previously, I got my job at the time of I'm doing my job search. I got my job in 36th interview. What is the number? 36th interview I got in a job. 35 interviews I failed it. What is the reason? That is a different. You will get to know. But 36th interview, I cleared it. And after 36th interview, I never look into the back again. Okay. I'm having, at that time, we are doing the job search. We'll have in a batch. Obviously, batches will be there. So one of my roommate at that particular time, he attended 99 interviews. Really? 99 interviews he attended. 100 interview he decided that to attend it, and then job is not coming and go to the hometown. That is what the planning here. So but 100 interview he got in a job here. The reason I'm saying is, the reason I'm giving the information is, nowadays I'm seeing the students. I will be getting with a lot of people after completion of the training. Lot of people will be meeting me and then asking that, sir, I completed 2 interviews, sir, but I did not get in a job, sir. Decided to go for hometown, sir. Just by attending the 2 interviews, deciding that going for hometown or planning for any other training program, no other training programs. You have to get in a job on testing only. There is no other easiest training program than testing. At any cost, you have to get in a job on testing only. You will get in a job on testing. Getting the job on testing is not at all difficult, but only the thing is little bit efforts you have to put it, and you have to take little bit practice is mandatory here. Then very easily you can get in a job and testing by following the simple logic here. So when you are attending that interview, rather than saying that yes, you can say that in killing that interview time, you can inform to the interviewer saying that, so no interviewer, as part of my project, we are working with the WebDriver. At the time of joining in the project, already WebDriver implemented. So I have been continued in working WebDriver. You have to think about how you can kill that interview time. By that, your way of questions also will reduce it. Because when you're killing the interview time, that way of your interview questions will reduce. One advantage. Second advantage, as you are giving more explanation, he can understand that you are real time here. Even though you are not real time, you have to act that you are real time here. It is mandatory. Even though you are not real time, you have to act that you are the real time. You have to give the impression for the interviewer, you are the real time only. So that is how you have to look into that in clearing the interviews. Otherwise, only very simple logic is there to clear the interview. Very simple logic is, if you are comfortable in giving the answer, if you are comfortable in giving the answer, then convince the interviewer. Not comfortable in giving the answer, then what you can do? Confuse the interviewer. Very simple thing. Either convince him or confuse him. If you are very perfect about knowledge, convince him. Not comfortable, confuse him by telling what are the things you are knowing, not knowing. will confuse, he will also confuse. Then he will understand about this guy having lot of knowledge than me. Uh-huh. There are some logics will be there to clear whether the interest. So keep in a mind on that. So because learning the subject, okay, we can learn the subject by taking practice. But you guys need to be think about how to clear with the interviews also. But if you want to convince him, what you have to do? No, no. To convince him, what you have to do? Uh-huh. Practice. If you want to convince them, you have to take the practice. So final target is practice only. Practice is mandatory. Look into that. Okay. Now, see the understanding. We can consider that selenium RC, or what is another name? Selenium 1. Okay. What is the functionality of selenium RC? What is the functionality of selenium RC? Programming. Okay. What is the drawback of selenium RC? What is it? Client and server. Online students. Online students are available or went for tea or coffee? All the online students. At least they can respond yes or no. Online students are available or not? All the online students can respond in the chat window. Don't go for tea or coffee or any interview. Online students, still I'm getting very less responses. Okay. And all the online students going forward, use the Naresh IT app in getting joining the session. You can check with the management team to get in a login credentials of the app, and you have to utilize that particular app to log in into the meeting. Okay. Right. See that. What is the drawback of Selenium RC? Client and server. Okay. See the understanding. See the understanding. This particular client and server, you can consider that client is nothing but one browser and server is nothing but one more particular browser. As part of Selenium RC, you have to write in a code to start browser for the client. At the same time, you have to write in a code to stop the browser for the client. You have to write in a code to start the server browser and to stop the server browser. We are not worried about all those things. Nothing to worry about at all. But the drawback of Selenium RC, drawback of Selenium RC, client and server. As a tester, we have to take care about in writing the code related to the client and related to server. Considering that we have in starting of the client browser and starting of the server browser. At the same time, we have to write a code in stopping the server browser and stopping the server browser. So this is becoming an extra activity because of the taking with the help of another component. What is that component? What is it? Selenium WebDriver, or we can consider that Selenium 2.0 in a very starting days. Previously 3.0. Now the current market. What is the current market? 4.0. Considering that Selenium 4. The current market working with Selenium 3 and Selenium 4. Selenium 4 recently came into the market in the real time. Either you're working Selenium 3 or Selenium 4, not like any major difference here. That part, you guys, nothing to worry. So you can work with selenium 3 or you can work with selenium 4. What is the functionality? What is the functionality of selenium WebDriver? Considering the programming. Okay. Next. What is the last one? What is the last one? Selenium Grid. What is the functionality of Selenium Grid? Executing the automation script in multiple browsers or multiple system. Executing the scripts in multiple browsers or multiple system. Then considering the Selenium Grid. So this is how we are considering that Selenium is one API. Selenium is one API having with the concept of Selenium is one API having group of components here. But for all these components, Selenium IDE totally outdated and Selenium RC totally outdated. What we have to work? What we have to work? Selenium WebDriver. We need to work with Selenium WebDriver. We have to work with Selenium WebDriver. So that take with the heading, take with the new heading, considering the Selenium WebDriver with project. Having a main heading is Selenium WebDriver with project. Having a main heading is Selenium WebDriver with project. Right. See the understanding. Now we need to be work with the WebDriver. So that Selenium WebDriver we are learning with the help of project, like how we done with manual testing. Manual testing, what is a project we done? What is a project we done? Adapting. Manual testing we done with the project is adapting. Automation, we are not using the same project. Why we are not using the same project? Why we are not using the same project for doing the automation? Why we have to take new project? For interview, we require 2 projects, sir. Reason is, as we are already mentioned, to start automation testing, what are the preconditions? What is the first precondition? Application should be stable. Meaning of the stable? Meaning of the stable? Defects free, or we can consider constant. I mean, we should not be having more number of bugs in the application, but you are already identified bugs in the application. There are more number of bugs are available. So it is not suitable for doing the automation testing. Because of that, we are taking with another project. We are taking with the help of another project, that particular project. We are taking with the help of another project, that particular project. Take with the project name take with the project name considering the HRMS. Meaning of HRMS? Human Resource Management System. Meaning of HRMS, Human Resource Management System. Further, you can access using testing URL or you can access by taking with the help of live URL. We got two things here. One will be considering the testing URL and one will be considering the live URL. Let me provide all the details here. Make a note of these particular URLs. Make a note of these particular URLs. Online students also make a note of these particular URL. Make a note of these details. Take care about capital letters and small letters. Take care about capital letters and small letters. All the online students also make a note of these particular URLs. HRMS application install system on the Okay. Both are done. Make a note of both the URLs. Testing URL, live URL. You need to practice with the testing URL. In case of some time, the testing URL is not working because we install the application in the Naresh IT server. Sometimes in case of any maintenance is there in the server, then you will not be able to work with that URL. Alternative, you can work with the live URL here. Okay. Both the applications are same. Both the applications are same, but you will have slight difference will be there in the live environment. Obviously, when it's moved into the live environment, the slight difference will be there. Okay. Maximum, you can try to work with testing URL only, not required to take any installation. Just you have to use that URL, asking about username and password is Naresh IT in a small letters only. Need to be get use that particular credentials. The same credentials I'm providing in the Google Classroom. The same credentials I'm providing in the Google Classroom. And apart from that, what I required for the tomorrow session. The assignment for the tomorrow session is, say that you are already knowing about manual testing. You are already knowing about manual testing here. Now, what I required for the tomorrow session is, I'll give the requirement document for HRMS application. For the HRMS application, I will be providing requirement document. What you guys need to be do is, what you will be doing? Not print out. Taking the printout again from tomorrow manual testing. No concept on that. As already you done that particular one. As already you have been done that particular one. What I required is, you guys can start writing the test cases. Go through this document. Go through this requirement document. You can understand very detailed information. It's not like in a very small application. Lot of modules will be there. Admin module, and then taking with PIM module. Okay, leave module. Lot of modules are there, and they got the description including with the screenshot. Ignore the installation. Ignore all these installation. Installation, you are not worried. Installation, you are not worried. Directly, you are working with the module of 4.0, admin module. So once you done admin, what are the options are there? What is the purpose of each and every option? What is the use of the each and every page? Lot of information available. Working with the whole application, not like possible, but at least try for 2 or 3 models to get more comfortable. At least try for 2 or 3 models here. For 2 or 3 models, you can start writing the test cases. How to write the test cases? You are already knowing it. Just you can start writing with the test cases related to this. For this, what you can do is, in your local system, follow the same concept. Previously, you created one folder with the project name. What is that project name? Adapting. Now, you can create one more folder. What is the folder name? HRMS. Under that, under HRMS folder, you will be creating with documents here. And after that, you will be considering that taking with another folder that you will consider templates. And then you will be taking with one more folder that you will be considering the test scenarios, test cases. What you already done for Adaptin project, the same thing you can implement for HRMS project. By that, it will become a more comfortable to work on this particular project. I'm adding that particular document. I'm adding that particular document here. Just go through that particular document, go through that particular document and understand that what are the information available related to this particular project. Okay. So here, this is what your testing URL. What is the username? Naresh IT. Password is Naresh IT. Once you're done with the login, lot of modules will be there to work on this application. Just try for one or two modules, at least admin module, PIM module, leave module. Try for doing the manual testing for 3 modules. I mean, you can try to write test cases for these 3 modules here. At least it will become in a comfortable what is that application is. It will make you more easy in explaining the interviews also. So ready with manual test cases for this application. So from tomorrow we'll start taking the manual test cases and we'll start developing an automation script. Till now we are into process level here. So from tomorrow, we have to take with manual test cases and then we need to get start implementing with automation testing. This is testing URL and this is live URL. Both the applications are same, but to make easy understanding, we'll work with the testing URL only, not required any installation. Just you got the URL, use that URL, utilize the credentials and start writing the test case. So for tomorrow, what is assignment? For tomorrow, what is assignment? Writing the test cases for this HRMS application. Ready with the test cases. By that we can start automating that particular test cases here. Okay, clear? Right. So from tomorrow we'll start with our actual automation testing. In a meanwhile, take care about all the process, everything we are discussing. Okay, clear? Carry on. Thank you. Yeah. Online students, if you have any questions, you can wait. ఎందుకు ఎందుకు బ్రేక్ నోటిఫికేషన్ ఇది అర్థమైందిలే కానీ అవును సరే ఎప్పుడు ఎగ్జామ్ నీకు అది సరే ఓకే Online students, if you have any question, you can carry on.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, you have said that we need to write test cases, right?
Correct.
Previously, before writing test cases, we have to write test scenarios also, right?
So here I mentioned that for now, you can start writing the directly test cases. When you have any time, you can start going with the scenarios also. Basically, we have to start from the scenarios only, but because of the time constraint, I say that to start with the test cases here. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Right.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
One more thing,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah.
So, test scenarios is mandatory or test cases is mandatory?
Test cases are mandatory.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sir,
Yeah.
the template used here, the same template is here.
Same template you have to follow. Previously, whatever the things he followed as part of the manual testing, the same thing need to be get followed. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Right.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, to start automation testing,
Ah,
the application should be stable. Didn't understand, sir.
that is
I
very
didn't,
simple. You should not be having with the more number of the bugs in the application. If you're having more bugs in the application, then it will not be suitable to continue with the automation. Okay.
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 Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Take care about the practice. Take care about writing the manual test cases. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Hello,
Yep.
sir.
Carry on. Carry
మీరు
on,
ఇచ్చిన
guys.
URL లో టెస్టింగ్ URL లో HTTP ఉంది కదా సార్,
అవును.
లైవ్ URL HTTPS అని ఉంది. అంటే ఆ రెండింటి డిఫరెన్స్ ఏంటి సార్? ఎస్ ఉంటే ఏంటి, లేకపోతే ఏంటి సార్?
S means secure. That is more secure. That's the only thing.
ఓకే
Okay.
సార్.
Yeah.
Sir,
Hello.
can we also write test cases in a Jira tool where we have included in a manual testing?
Oh, you can write it based on your comfortable. Now I given both the options here. Based on your comfortable, you guys can continue with anything.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
Hello,
Yes.
sir. I don't get access to the today's class link, sir. That's why I have joined late.
No,
So I don't get anything
no.
about today's class.
I clearly mentioned you are already got the information, right? So you guys need, it's not like you will be getting the link. You have to get the login credentials of the Naresh IT app. You can ask
Yes,
the
sir.
management team to provide the Naresh IT app login credentials. They will give the login credentials, directly can log in and then you can join the session. No concept
sir,
of
but,
meeting IDs.
But
Yeah.
admin group not responded, sir. Till end.
No. They will respond. That too, in the evening only, even I have been given the details in Google Classroom also. Anyway, cross-check that, get it the credentials from the management team. So by that, it will make you easy to attend the sessions from tomorrow. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, right. Okay, guys. Take care about the practice. Meet you tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.